few months back, I started watching the show The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon. It's a spin off show of The Walking Dead, which stars, of course, Daryl Dixon. And it's been out for a little while, so I don't think I'm giving away any spoilers here. And it's not really about the show necessarily. But I'm watching the show, and Daryl is in France. And in the show, at some point, he needs to travel down river to go somewhere else. And he gets on this boat, and I've always been interested in boats, and I think that the boat that he gets in is pretty cool. Like I watch as soon as I watch it, I'm like, oh, what kind of boat is that? And so I try to look up French river boats or French canal boats, and I'm not really finding what I'm looking for. So I take a picture of Netflix while it's playing. I pause it, I take a picture, and I post the picture on a Reddit thread, the subreddit boat porn, and I post a picture and I say, "What kind of boat is this?" And I explain that I saw it on the show and I'm trying to find out what it is. And a few people replied, and they said it looks like a mixture of two different boats. He said it looks like something you'd find in the bayous, or it also looks like it's from China. He says it's a shallow draft long bow. Somebody else said it looks like a wielding or wieldling type of boat, and I had never heard of that, so I looked that up. Another person said it looks like a, let's see, what did he say? He said it looks like a Loire River boat or Loire. It's a French word. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, but Loire River boat. And somebody said river houseboat. So anyway, I look up Loire River boat, and that led me into see some images that look very similar to what I'm seeing like in the show. So here's a picture of one right here, and it's Loire River in France. And those are very similar boats, which I think these are really interesting because I've never seen anything like this where I live. I live in Minnesota, and we're the land of 10,000 lakes, and we have tons of lake boats. And we have the Mississippi River, but you see a lot of river boats and pontoons, but nothing that looks like this. I've never seen really any wooden boats for sure, but I think this is a really interesting design, and I like that it has this big deck in the front and a cabin that you can get shelter from weather and rain, and you can sleep in it if you needed to, and it's like a little cabin on the lake, which I think is so cool. So I'm really interested in finding one of these. I'd like to see one in person, and so I've been really trying to figure out like what kind of boat this is or what the name of it is. And it looks like this Loire River boat is the closest thing. The next thing he said, or somebody on Reddit posted that it looks much like a traditional Chinese wooden boat, and I looked that up, and I think that is even a better resemblance of what it is, what it looks like. I really like the design because it has a cabin, and I've always wanted a boat that you would have a cabin, or some call it a pilot house, or maybe those are two different things, but have, share a similar purpose. With the pilot house, it allows you to escape the weather, close in. Uh, Overnight, you could pull up the boat to the side of the shore, the river, and you could sleep in it, be protected from the weather. I really like this one that has a canopy behind the cabin, which would allow you to steer and be protected from sunshine, from rain. That's a really good design. There's these little models of these Chinese influenced wooden boats. They're so neat. I'd really like to see one. I really like to see the inside of one. So anyway, I post that on Reddit, get some good results, and I'm trying to dive deeper. And so one thing I noticed after examining the picture, the screenshot that I took of the show, I noticed that in the show, it's got a little placard on it on the side of the boat that says NT 76936. So I put that in Google, and I do NT 79 or 76936, And so a couple images post up, and check out this image. I click on this image, and it leads me to this French website, which is about students that were taking pictures in their city. And I guess a little photography contest. And one of the pictures that a student took is a picture of this very same boat that is in the show Daryl Dixon, which I thought was really, really cool that I was able to find it. Here's an actual picture of the real boat from the show. So now that I've seen it, I'm really curious about the dimensions of it because I really like the size and the shape of it. And I feel like it's a really practical boat because the features I like about it are this long platform in the front. And I already talked about the cabin to escape the weather, but this platform can be used for uh, transporting goods. It could be used for fishing, for just laying out in the sun, sunbathing. And I like that it has a mast for what looks like a junk sail is attached to this. I like the idea of having a sailing vessel when you want to save money on traveling with a motor. Sailing gives you a lot more opportunities to save money, I guess, and not run your motor all the time. If you're in a river, if you're in a canal, you'd probably use the motor to navigate. But if it's a good day for sailing, you would just raise the sails, and that would provide you with a means of transportation, which I think is really neat. I like the cabin idea because I'd like to be able to put a cot in there and a cook stove and be able to navigate the river and have a place to rest, have a place to go inside if it starts raining. Maybe have a card table in there. You could, if you're with people, you can play cards or just I don't know, have a couch, have a comfortable chair to sit on in there. Here's this other picture I found of the same boat. It's got the same identifier tag on the front. And so now I'm really curious what the dimensions are of this boat. I'm trying to estimate how big that cabin is. It looks like to be about maybe 10 to 12 feet long. And I'm thinking the boat is about 8 to 10 feet wide. The front area looks like it's hard to say. It looks like it might be 16 to 20 feet long. The back area looks like it might be 6 to 8 feet wide. So I think the boat length in its entirety is probably, I don't know, it's hard to say, maybe 30 feet, maybe 26 to 36 feet. I don't know, let's say if this is, judging by that guy's height, let's say the back end is 6 feet. I don't think this is going to be 10, so 16 plus, that was probably about another 16 feet. So yeah, maybe it is about 32 feet. I don't know, I just think that's the right size. I think it's pretty cool that I was able to find this boat from the movie, from the show. I think it'd be really interesting to get one of these or even just to see one, try it out. I'd really like to buy one if I could. I would like to take this out on the river. Like I said, I live in Minnesota, so taking this up and down the Mississippi River near my place would be really cool. But I don't think I would ever find one of these in Minnesota, let alone America. So I was trying to find plans to build one of these, and I was Google searching different plans based on the search, what I think is the name of it. But so far, I haven't been able to find anything. But I'm going to keep looking. Maybe I'll find something. But anyway, I thought that was pretty cool that I was able to find this boat, and I just thought I'd share it with you. So that is the Walking Dead boat. So if you know more about this boat or this type of boat and what it's used for and how it's used or whatever, what are its characteristics, what's good about it, what's not good about it, let me know. Tell me about it. I'd like to learn more about it. So thanks for watching.